Back with Coach Mora, it's week 12 as we prepare for the last game of the UConn football regular season. Coach, I'm sure there was much well-deserved celebration after last weekend, but I know that you don't need to be the one keeping these guys level-headed. I'm sure they're already locked in for Army this week. It's been a minute since you guys have been on the road. Where's the energy of the team at, knowing that this is the last one, for a while at least?
It's been really good. Like you said, they came back to earth quickly. They refocused. We've had a couple really good practices. Their attention is great. Their energy is great. They're locked in. We have had a couple of days just, where you always wonder how you're going to come out of a win like that and how they're going to refocus, and they've just been outstanding.
Now this Army offense, they're quick. We saw how they ran through you guys last year, second in the nation in that rushing attack. They got a lot of guys that they trust to move those chains, including their quarterbacks who can run the ball as well. How key is it against a team like this to really maintain a strong defensive core and be able to get out in front to limit those runs?
Well, you have to be very disciplined. If you don't do your job on one play, they expose you very quickly because they are just a well-oiled machine, and they're so precise and they're so disciplined, and they understand exactly what they're doing. And so we have to play to that level. We have to have great focus, great attention to detail. We have our eyes in the right spot. We can't do somebody else's job. We just have to complete our job first. And even by doing that, they're going to get their yards. And it's what they've built their reputation on, and it's a great offense.
I know we've talked time and time again about this UConn rushing attack, just the guys that have stepped up into those roles. But ultimately, there's minimal success there without the offensive line and the success that they've had this year. Remember, thinking back to last week, one of the biggest threats we talked about was that Liberty defense. You're really able to pick them apart on game day. How crucial were the big guys up front in laying the groundwork for success on that end, especially in that performance?
They're always where it starts. I mean, they're the engine, and as they go, we kind of go, and they've gone well, and they'll keep going well because that's who they are, that's the type of men they are, and that's the type of coach they have. I also would be remiss if I didn't recognize the tight ends and the wideouts and their ability to block. Our receivers have done a great job downfield of blocking and helping us get those extra yards on some of the long runs, but it always starts with those five guys. Well, actually, last week we had 7 offensive linemen in there a lot of times, so it started with that group.
As a whole, that Liberty game was one of the best team efforts that I feel like you've had all season. Offense, defense, special teams, everyone made big plays in order to grind out that win. Following the game, Jackson Mitchell spoke with the media, and he said that this season hasn't been about proving other people wrong. It's been about proving ourselves right. I feel like you had a breakthrough with that performance. What do you ultimately credit that success to? Everything sort of coming together all at the right time.
I credit the players. I credit men like Jackson Mitchell and that type of attitude and the character he shows and how true that statement is. I credit guys like Christian Haynes and Durante and Robert Burns and Ian and really every man on this team that's adopted that same attitude as Jackson has. It's like we're not walking around with a chip on our shoulder trying to prove anybody wrong. We're just trying to be the best we can every time we go out there, every practice, every meeting, every weightlifting session. These guys, they just have a real intent, focus, and I love it.
Say, Coach, that 6 wins is not the standard. Yes, it's definitely progress, but it's certainly not the ceiling for this program.
6 is average.
Yeah.
6 and 6, that's average. 7, now you're a winner.
I know this season's meant a lot for the fans, and it's meant a lot for the players, but for you, it's only the beginning. You've been able to maximize every inch of the roster this season. I know you said 7's the winner. How important is it for you to capitalize off of this game this weekend?
It's everything. It's everything. We're not trying to be 6 and 6, and really, at the end of the day, when we start to play a game, it's not the record we're playing for. It's just the respect that we have for ourselves and the way we want to play that game and win that game. But I told him today, I said 6 and 6 is average. Well, 500. What's 500? 500 is average. And that's not what we're after, and that's not what they're after. And the great thing is, I don't have to tell them that. And when you have to tell your team those important little tidbits because they just get it and they embrace it, it's a really great feeling as a coach.
Well, I certainly can't wait for this one. With a winning season in the balance, UConn will go head-to-head with Army in West Point, New York this weekend. Kickoff is at noon on Saturday. Catch it all on CBS Sports Network. For now, Coach, thank you once again.
Thank you.
And good luck on the road.